amazing. We crisscrossed Israel. He showed me, went down to Ashkelon, and he says, now, right out there, he says, I had come back with a team, and they canceled my permit to do the dig. I had found the cross holes, but I hadn't gone and dug underneath. And he says, so they canceled my permit. I had all these people from America that were ready to help me dig, and I couldn't dig. So I brought them here to Ashkelon to swim. And he said, I was out there swimming, right out there, just less than 100 yards. He said, it's only waist deep. And he said, I was out there, and I had my goggles on and all. I'm always looking for things. And he said, I stumbled over something, and I thought, well, this is sandy bottom. What is this? And he says, I went down, and here's a vase sticking out of the sand.
The vase.
A vase, like a water pot vase, you know. And he says, I start clearing it. And he says, this vase is about this long. And it has a big mouth on it. And he says, then I begin realizing these aren't stones sticking all over out here. These are vases, 100 yards out into the sea. The sea. So he says, I went out, got dressed, went to the head of the Department of Antiquities in Ashkelon, and said, I have found something that I think is of significance for you people. I think you need to come and look. They went, and he stayed there and accompanied it. They took one of those vases out, opened it up. It was full of human remains. Human remains. He found the burial site of the Philistines. Catherine Kenyon, in the late 1920s, plowed all through that area trying to find a grave site of the Philistines. Couldn't find it. He found it out there. Why? In the house that she excavated, their holy temple, which you can see, is Dagon. Hand broken, head broken off. They glued them back on. They're standing up there. You can see them. Right in Ashkelon. Go to the temple of Dagon right there. You can see it.
Still there.
Still there.
And they glue it back. The statue is still there.
On. Yeah. And standing over in a corner on one side of Dagon is a woman holding, like Mary, holding a Christ child. And I said, what's the statue, Catholic statue of Mary and the Christ child? He says, Henry, don't say that. That's the Queen of Heaven. That's Greek mythology. He says, that's not Mary. That's the Queen of Heaven. She's here. That's way before Mary. This dates clear back to David's times.
Yeah. That's Ashtar. Yeah.
Yeah, Ashtar and all that.
Yeah, Ashtar and all that.
Yeah.
And Tammuz.
Yeah, and Tammuz and all that. We won't listen to that or worry about that. But, so, he shows me that. Well, what happens? It's on his video. He discovered that. They were so excited that they said, we'll give you your permit to go on, continue in the dig. You have discovered one of the most famous things that we have been looking for all the time. Hey, stop ringing, please. I forgot about that phone. I had turned it off.
So the vase... Yeah, it stopped.
All of them are loaded with human remains.
Okay, now... that's the burial site of, and that's how they bury?
Yeah, because they believed in the fish god. See, the fish god. So the head of a fish, the body of a man. So the head is the fish. So they put their people in these burial pots. And all that dates way back to the time of the Philistines, the remains that they pull out of those pots.
So the vase would look like a fish body? Is that how?
The vase, I don't know. I didn't ask that. I didn't see it.
Okay.
I didn't go out there. I probably should have gone out there and looked, because there were a lot of them out there yet. He says they've removed a lot of them. But every one they've removed are filled with human remains. And they're sealed.
And because they believe in fish god, that's why they bury it under the water.
Under the water. And Catherine Kenyon had looked and looked and looked and scoured the land all over for any burials and said, this is weird. How can this be? Why would their temple be here and no graveyard? Did they burn all their people? They thought, I think up to that time, that they cremated. This proved it different. Well, that restored his permit for the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh.
Otherwise, it would have been shut down because a new head of antiquities had come in.
Yeah.
And he didn't want Americans in there digging around.
Oh. Wow.